Hangout is on air. Brad Dog Idon Tour 2014. We are approaching Brazil. Coming back. Today in starting position, Dog from Tel Aviv. Alex from Canada.
What's up?
Nice seeing you. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. How many people are here? How many people are there here?
We're now 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Okay, cool.
Are you fine with that? Okay.
What?
Are you fine with that, or do you want to invite some more people?
Invite some more people. I didn't think invite people. Video, watch their and like getting to know more about the project. No, but I suppose like Philip.
Yes. Let's introduce everybody first, that we know who's talking. I like what you say, and I think this talk today is very much about clarifying more, getting more the vibes, letting see what's going on in Brazil and what we can do. Like really, like let's start the game. Today we're really starting the game.
Yeah.
We want to see, and like there are many nice opportunities, many nice things. We'll see what's happening this. Let's see who is here. Like to hear what are all our expectations. Make it a quick check-in call in a certain way.
I can start.
Yes, you start.
Yes. Hectic day. Very busy day, but a lot of great stuff coming up, especially around the Heart of Hosting workshop in Israel. That it's bringing a lot of tension around with the break of the ceasefire here today and the violence that came back. It was here all the time, but again, was coming here back to life, and at the same time being busy on keep creating and doing, and I'm busy nowadays to mobilize more people around the Heart of Hosting community around the world to support the workshop here in Israel. As I feel this, we also include Palestinians in the workshops and try to bring people together to talk and share and co-create solution together. So I'm busy, I'm all day busy, and I'm very much thankful for the great opportunity to do this job. And I'm happy to also have with this playfulness, energy, and fun and smiles of all the beautiful people that I know all of you. It's crazy. It's amazing, and each one of you in a different place around the world. The magic is here for sure. Check in. Check in. Check in.
Okay, I'm next. Okay. Yalla. I muted everybody, then it's better, that quality is better for the one who's speaking. I was traveling today from Austria to Czech Republic. It was really good. I'm really happy. It's really cold here, and I'm missing so much the Brazilian warm and like whoa, the vibes there. So I'm really today a little bit in a really like very playful mode. I like it very much. I'm very happy, very excited. I had an amazing day, like reading all the people, the messages. We have now 11 applicants who really want to join and already filled in the application. It was really amazing because I never expected that, and all the beautiful people, like what everybody wants to contribute and what they expect. So really very nice. It was very light vibe. I really liked it very much. And now seeing like Christine from Berlin, this is like very cool. Things are really just popping up. João, I mean, man, I'm so happy to be back in Brazil soon. Wow, man, really. Dror, I'm really happy to see you and like see you also in the process, knowing that what's going on now in Israel, and your consciousness that you need there or your attention there, like amazing. And hey, Alex, that you made it in your job. I mean, really cool. It's amazing. I really like it very much. Veronica, who's hosting now here in Dresden in Czech Republic. So I'm happy. Check in.
Okay, so I will continue. I'm really happy that we found time today to talk. I had a really good day today as well. I was meeting a girl who is co-organizing Education Hackathon with me, and it was like really productive breakfast. So it was really good, and we have like one person really interested in Czech and want to. So let's see what will come out of this check-in.
Hi. Guess no one's talking, so it's great to see you guys again. I love the energy. I miss that so much. So I'm really hoping to see you guys here in Brazil soon. I'm on a very busy day too, just like Dwa. I've just finished a meeting about Hub School. That is the festival that we have here at Impact Hub about social innovation, and we want to make it bigger. We want to make a huge festival around education and social entrepreneurship, and this is our dream. So we're starting to build it now to make a big festival next year. The festival is currently running right now from the 11th to the 31st of August, and it's a very good energy at the hub. We have activities every day here, so a lot of cool people walking around, a lot of cool subjects people talking about. So it's a very good energy on this period of the year. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm very curious about your plans to come to Brazil, when you're coming, what you want to do, what you're dreaming about doing, and I hope I can help you guys, and I hope I can be part of the trip this year. I love your mustache. And that's it. I already know Dho, and I met him in Amsterdam last year. And Philip, it's a great friend, and I want to meet you guys and know who you are, and I hope to see you in person here in São Paulo soon. Check in.
Okay, that's how it works. You hear me?
Yes, Christine, we're hearing you.
You hear me? I need help with this.
We're hearing you well, really good. So
You hear me? Okay, super. So I check in. I'm really happy to see you, and just a bit new in the field of being so normally analog, and now I see you all as little figures here. Yeah, I'm very active in the last time in our network that I'm part of since some years, but now it's a bit shifting. And at the moment, I'm traveling a lot. In these days, I'm preparing our activities in Croatia. We make a new TRAFO project, which is a learning lab and artistic retreat. And a nice thing is that we try to connect it because it's at the same time of the next Edu Hackathon. We have our big event in one of the Croatian coastal cities to make a public quest, site-specific performances around artist impact in society and also social innovation. And it's the same evening, night and day of the next hackathon, so we try to connect it. I hope it works. That's also my interest if we work or speak about that. So nice to see you here. Edu on tour, I'm really fascinated and wishing to kind of contribute to it. If Brazil now is for me a bit questionable still because it's my main big activities here in Germany are in November, December, but maybe partly I can make it. And I'm also interested to bring it to the south, like our projects going between southwest and southeast Europe. And I feel it would be wonderful to bring it also there. So that's also why I'm part of this talk now to get more from you. Okay, check in.
Alex, Alex, how are you? Right? We can't hear you.
Oh, now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so well, I'm basically calling you from Quebec in Canada. Well, as you can see, like it's summer and it's like it's a nice day today. Well, yeah. Well, I first met you people, like Veronica and Philip in Austria, and I really enjoyed my contact that I had with you guys. At first, it was supposed to go to Israel, but now it's kind of like I saw that the plans were changed, and I didn't lose interest. I didn't lose my interest. Like the education hackathon. Like people are joining. Okay. Okay. So, but my interest of joining the Education Hackathon for Brazil is not any lower because I think it's like the project that counts, and not just a place where we are like where we're supposed to go. Like because my master's program has a lot to do with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, so that's why I was interested in going to Israel at first. But like I say, it's a project that counts. I'm really interested to know more about like alternative education possibilities and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I would check in.
Thank you very much. Alice, we were just making a check-in. So how was your day? How do you feel? And what do you want to share with your what do you need to be present now here? It does.
Hi, can you hear me? Is that working? Yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry it's taking me ages. I'm on a campsite near Glastonbury. I've missed all everyone's introduction, so that makes it a little bit hard, doesn't it? I guess I'm really into what you guys have been doing with looking at alternatives of education, but also networking groups of people, but also networking yourselves. I'm doing this PhD starting in October, looking at alternate education internationally, but also looking at democracy and social inequality and how we can link them all up together. I think what you guys are doing is amazing, and I'd like to be really involved because I think that potentially this could be the way forward of connecting people around the world to make changes. And I just followed you guys last year and I was really excited, so I guess I'm trying to find out a bit more so I can really convince my tutors that this is the right thing to do. So yeah, that's why I'm here. So thank you.
Very cool. Thank you very much. I'm really grateful also what you're saying and what you're expecting. I think it really fits to all of us. We really have here the full opportunity to learn together how to create kind of an environment where we can support each other. And everybody now has different needs, and as Alex was saying before, we wanted to come to Israel and to Palestine to make it there. We see now with the whole conflict really broken out, it's really hard, and it really counts the project in a way that we can do now in Brazil. It might even help us then back in Israel and in Palestine and in Berlin and in Austria, because what we learn there in 6 weeks, it will be quite big. We did for a kind of different format. We learned a lot with the help of Tor and also facilitating the process in Israel. We really could like now come up with a 6 weeks program where we think, and it's still developing. It's still a proposal that we are writing to you and what we're giving to you, also to see who is joining us. It's really depending so much who is coming, and there are now 11 people who really wants to join, and with you guys who are not even more. So 13, we are already having 13, 14 people. And I think this is very good to see that we now can really also develop the visions that we want to create. There are some basic questions that everybody has, like how much is the funding, how do we get, how much do we have to invest, how do we get the investment. We all can now start working for this, with this, on the base that we created last year in Brazil. Everybody knows us there now. So we come there already with a kind of a clear understanding, which was really hard the first time. Because every time and we are talking really here about building up community, we're talking here really about really starting movements. We're talking really here about changing perceptions, telling stories, learning how to tell stories, learning how to edit videos in order to really come across with the point that we're doing, to collaborate. It's very important because very often it depends so much, not on money, not on those kind of resources, but on the team around us. And this is what we will learn in the 6 weeks. So it's really basically our own learning field, our own learning space, where we learn how to collaborate, how to work in a team, how to lead, how to be really conscious about what is going on around you. And what we are going to do is really depending on what we can pull together. If we say, okay, we also need funding, we need how to create our own fundings, we're now working on that. We can see how does it look like. Everybody has different needs, so it also depends what the expenditures doing the trip. It really depends to travel around with a bus. If we travel around, everything is possible. It really depends what can we mobilize together. And this will be like with the start of today, with this call, with this talk. And I really ask you now to lead us the questions that you have. It's not only me. I have a lot of experience from last time, but also it depends what Tor is seeing in terms of facilitation, what Christine can offer also in terms of facilitation and in ways what we can do in the hub. I mean, if we can really use, for example, the business model of the hub as call for the tour, making this kind of more financially sustainable, and also maybe we'll make it help through that, make it bigger in a way of really going out of the school, but really, you know, traveling around and changing places, being on the beach, man. I'm just actually talking about being on the beach. So those just a few words, and now I think you really start asking and see where it leads us. Does anybody has a question?
I think I can say that the basic intention with this hangout is to clarify things. So if people have question about Edo on tour, about the format, about the program of the or the not program, about anything that's coming to you, and maybe we can clarify this and we can make things more clearly. So the invitation is to ask questions and put them in the circle.
Do you have a feeling from schools you visited and projects last year, ones you want to go back to? Are there lots of them? Do you feel there is 6 weeks worth there?
Yes, totally. I mean, I will not. I mean, Brazil is big. Brazil is really big, and has such a diversity of different education. And many are.
Can you go a bit closer to the microphone? We cannot hear you well.
Yes, 6 weeks. Is it better now? 6 weeks are really, really necessary. With 6 weeks, what we are doing there, it's not to cover all the possibilities, because the diversity in Brazil is so huge, and they're really very innovative in using the resources that they have, finding out, putting the human into the center, and they have really very playful approaches, very free approaches, very child-centered approaches. So it's not only about like if big thinkers, they're who are really strong in education, and who should really be out of there, should be really known and broadcasted and shown here in Europe as well. There are so many initiatives and different forms of initiatives that we saw last year. Project Ancora with José Pacheco or Tia Rocha's school in Minas Gerais. In Bahia, there is the school in Escola in Biracanga, in Rio de Janeiro. So they're really very interesting, very diverse. There's, for example, a software company or a learning space, what I would call the learning space of the future. It's basically a software company. It doesn't have anything to do with a school. It's in a school. And in the afternoon, children, really small little children like 6, 7, 8, 9, and in the afternoon older children can go there and use the space. And what they learn there, playing guitar on YouTube, making their own computer game, building robots, so and girls and every kind of, so very interesting examples. We have certain experiences that we for sure will visit, especially in the first week when people are not so aware of what is there, because we need to do a research in the very first week. This is about the team building, so we have 6 weeks. The first week is about team building, it's about learning more about experiences in Brazil. We are also talking with Jakov Hechtner from Education Cities. He came up with a concept like a classroom 2021. How can a classroom in 2021 look like? So this goes very much into democracy as well, and inequality, because we also want to go to favelas. Many experiences are, we have to also understand what's the difference between public schools and schools for eat, kind of, and people who don't have resources but still come up with an amazing innovation. Going to Samba schools. I mean, it's so important for us, I think, to understand how Samba schools are working. I mean, what the vibes that what Brazil is really bringing out of that, they are really, it's like Samba, it's in a way of, it's really like a healing method. They are dancing and singing and telling a really sad story, actually. If you listen to the lyrics of Samba, it's amazing. And like really sharing this, what makes Brazil as an education system so interesting, point of view that they are really working still very close to nature, very very triggered and directed by what are the resources, the abundance around them. And so this is really like we're meeting in many different experiences, which also we should spend some time there. So 1 to 2 days or 3 days in order to get a feeling, to understand, to learn, to get a relationship with the people, and really to understand them in order to know how do we feel with about it. And so, yes.
And do we have enough people that speak Portuguese?
Language is for sure an issue. Language is an issue, but there are now a lot of people around us who can. A lot of us speak Portuguese. Veronica speaks Portuguese. I speak a little Portuguese. So we manage, and there are Brazilians who want to join, and they're always we have now since last year people know us. And we organized a conference, and we initiated a national conference, so people know us and they could help us out for sure. So like younger generations who could come from maybe 1 or 2 schools, speak Portuguese, and so on. I'm sure we find. But this is self-organization. This is where we have to find solutions for what is needed.
Resource which you may look at. It's Caindo no Brazil, and it's like map of innovative schools. I will try to send it in chat. So you can have a look schools itself.
Behind it, he was part last year of the national conference, and he will for sure also join. And he's from Sao Paulo, so we really know people who really very special, have a very special knowledge. So Caio knows a lot of stories, and he's a really great guy. I hope that he joins, especially in the first week, to tell us about how to tell stories, and also to tell the stories about the schools that he was visiting. And and there's Antonio, and they made a movie last year. They launched it this year in April. So also very young filmmakers and documentaries who André Cravata, who wrote a book about 14 experiences on the road. So there is a huge knowledge here in Brazil, and this is on the one hand very good, and on the second hand, it's also like they see it from a different perspective. They have different experience of school, so they also come from a country where the resources are not available. The school system is freer, is more open to innovation and needed innovation. So this is very interesting what we can learn from Brazil. And also the idea is really, and this is why I'm saying also because Eric is now joining, and because Christine is in Christine is in Berlin asking how can we use it at home. The idea is really to bring the methodology, how we can mobilize and create a community around alternative education, and really build up a community for this what we are doing in Brazil, and bring it back home to Africa, to Israel, to Germany, and really learn and use the same way, or use it a similar way in order what we saw that's working.
I have a question actually. Related to. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Oh no. Sorry, I made a mistake. I think I muted you. I muted.
Continue, Alex. We can hear you.
Okay, I just like hit a button, or like I don't know. Like it's the first time I make some like a call like that. So
it's all
okay.
great. What is your question?
Yeah, was just wondering about your previous experiences. I know, like, the last year there has been like an education hackathon in Brazil, and I'd like to know, have some feedbacks about this.
Yo. Last year we were not knowing what we were doing with the first hackathon. We studied for 6 hours. We made our own food over the really, but the agenda we made like the meeting 5 minutes before. Actually, it's after. Joao will remember that we made the meeting I think 20 minutes before the hackathon started. People were already arriving and we were gathering, and there were many experienced facilitators around. So this was very clear. Then we
okay, there's not a really big organization that you guys do usually, like, before, like, I don't know, like the preparation is not really, like, it's not a huge preparation. There's nothing. I mean, what should I know about the preparation based on previous experiences?
Yeah, the best preparation that you need. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hi, Eric. Great that you made it. We're just asking some questions. So I just finished the question to answer the question, and I would really like to hear something about you, Eric.
Okay.
Maybe I can tell you guys a little bit about the event.
Oh my god, I think it lags.
Can you hear me?
Yo, you want to talk?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so last year we had the Let's Hack the Education Revolution. It was an event we had at the Hub a few weeks before the Edu tour started. So basically what we did is, a few weeks before the tour was about to start, we had a co-creation session with a lot of people interested in joining the tour, and we started thinking about how to have a very good starting point, like a moment with a lot of energy, so we could talk about alternative education and also launch the tour. And so that's when we came with the idea of the event. The format of the event basically was the whole day at the Hub. We had the space there, and we invited a few people, maybe I think it was 4 people, that are very closely related to innovative education. They were basically André Gravata, who Philip just mentioned, the one that wrote a book about 14 alternative schools in all over the world. The other one was Antonio Lovato. He made a documentary about innovative education throughout Brazil. He documented a lot of different schools all over the country. The other one was Sabrina Bittencourt. She's a social entrepreneur, and also she's an activist of free education. She put her children out of the school, and she teaches them on her house, and she has a very cool story. So both her and her child, they shared experiences with everyone on the event. And the last one invited was José Pacheco. And he has a school here in Brazil that is called Escola da Ponte, and also he has a project called Projeto Âncora. It's an alternative school and democratic, where the children choose what they want to learn, and they make their own programming of education on the school. So basically, the event had a first period that was of inspiration, where we invited all these people to share experiences and to tell a little bit about what they were doing, what they were researching. And on the afternoon, we divided everyone on 4 different co-creation groups. One of them was totally dedicated to a dual tour, to talk about the tour. So imagine we had around, I don't know, 100, 115, Philip knows it best, people on the event. And we had 5 or 4, I don't remember perfectly, huge groups discussing different things. One of them was the dual tour. The other one was talking about Konani, that is the conference of alternative education that was about to happen here in Brazil last year. The other group was talking about how to continue this dialogue around innovative education, and we had also a group talking about a manifesto, that it's a document that was supposed to be sent to the government of Brazil defending alternative formats of education. So that's just to tell you a little bit about how was the event last year.
Just to add on, everything what Charles just said, that happened. So the manifest was given to the minister because it happened. The conference Konani happened in November, and since this could happen, everybody was really mobilizing together to a point. The conference was very important at the time. It was the first time in the history of Brazil that the alternative educators came for 500 alternative educators came together for 3 days, sharing their experience. And this was around the group of Gaia Brasilia, around Sonia and they were really putting so much effort in setting up and involving the ministry, and it was really they put a lot of effort in there, Donita, and yeah. And so what I want to say is, like, what was important for the hackathon to organize it is that in the preparation, I think you should create a space where you feel safe. Invite the people, they are close to you. Invite the people who you feel you can learn something from them. Invite the people who are really, where you feel really safe around. Build up, use the tools that you think really important. Like we learned a lot through this experience in Brazil, what Charles was just saying. Then we made the next one in January, also with at the same time in March, at the same time with Brazil in Austria. We stayed there for 24 hours. It was another experience which was very important to really come to a point that we did in Tel Aviv or in Holon, which was a totally different experience again. So, what you really need, what is important for you, match your expectations. You will deal with a lot of doubts, the people around you, because nobody really knows what Education Hackathon is about. For 24 hours, what should we do around the 24 hours? Why? So this is really understand, make your own thing out of it. And Kenya, they have amazing experience. Talk to the people who already made an hackathon, like Veronica, like in Kenya, like they will really help you. This is now, we really can help you now in the organ team also for the next hackathon. How can we make things happen easier? And what can we learn? How can we also make, this is what we learn right now. So this is for the preparation very important. Maybe also, Alec, you want to share a little bit what's your perception so far from Edu Tour and how your experience with hackathon in Kenya and so on was? Eric?
Yes, Philip. Our experience is really trying to mobilize local participation, and actually that's what I've been speaking to someone that is willing also to organize for an event in Uganda, that it's really about local participation and from community level that we can be able to see the changes that we desire in the education sector. And really it is about small events, organizing a small event that can begin to cause an impact even at community level. That has been our experience.
I think this is very important. It's so important what back home. It's so important what Christine is doing in Berlin, what Roy is doing in Israel now. Like with the small events, it's all around schools. What Sean is doing now with the it helps a lot. I mean, this is really spreading news. What Eric is really saying about Kenya, I think this is really very important to understand, and it's really we can help each other, and this is where you also Alex in Quebec or wherever you are. I mean, it's you really you really get this support, and this was going to learn in Brazil, like in a very condensed time, and so the learning will be very intense and also very deep. Any more questions? Is there something what we can answer? The questions from the emails, maybe I spent some time reading them and answering them, but maybe I guess some questions here. In the emails, it was very much about expenses. It was very much about raising money locally. A lot of questions were about money. Maybe this is now not so important, but Christine.
Yeah, not really question, but maybe I just explain how I understand the Edu on tour. For me, it would be to jump in, like to have trust in the team and in the idea and in what happened already, and be part of it and be like I understand it as let's say it's the power of it is coming from the participation of the people, like the idea, the core team, and the participation. And what will happen is unpredictable in a way. If I would go to Brazil, I feel it would be a huge learning for myself and be open to what is happening, what I experience there, and what I can contribute there also. So where are maybe aspects meeting, where are people from different backgrounds and different mentalities and yeah, life history and stories. Where do we meet and how do we exchange? I feel it will be also a lot of space for exchange. That's what I would hope and what I think is the case, right? So you're meeting, you're visiting, and you are working together. You're exploring together in these. Or is the group that is visiting just observing? This is one question.
You're observing on one level of the as the project as a project. We are coming in more as observers and storytellers. So we are observing and telling stories. And in order to get there and to create the whole story, because we're also writing the story, we also last year we said we want a conference. And in the end, we could initiate it and could help really make it happen. This year, we also can ask ourselves, what do we want to achieve this year? So we also learn it. will learn a lot how to collaborate, how to do the match stations, to how to create a common vision that we all understand and support, and to find also our own space in order to make this happening. And it's one thing about going to Brazil. We will find many layers and levels, and this is really depending on our own will to learn, our own way to step out of the comfort zone. And as strong as we feel as a group, as great will the magic will for our personal further coming in our local community. And this is going to be very important. We will have this learning.
Yeah. So it's also the question about, let's say, harvesting. It is happening. I just saw a bit, like you did. You made little videos. You shared the videos. You say it's storytelling. It's telling the story of the tour. It's telling the story of the events there, and also the the schools or the projects you meet and you visit? Is there another way of harvesting, of kind of bringing things? One thing is the living, bringing back and bring it back into our communities and into new fields.
It's this
Sorry?
is this what is around us. If somebody wants to write a blog, if somebody wants to paint a painting, if somebody wants to make a dance, if somebody wants to make a soundtrack, if somebody wants to paint a bus, make a plane, make a play, make a play or make a plane, whatsoever. Everything is possible. It's the harvesting that we come up with. There is no right or wrong answer. There's no this will happen, this will not happen.
Yeah. And the main thing is just to increase to deepen the touring now in Brazil and to make it possible to bring it into other fields.
It will be important that there will be many talents and potentials around us, and those potentials are so diverse and different. Some might be very good in making videos, some might be very good in harvesting through graphic design. On one hand, it's our learning field, we have the opportunity to learn from that. On the other hand, we also can rely on that somebody else will cover the things what we don't know so well yet. And by that, it will become something which we haven't experienced yet so far. And it's also depending on mobilizing, for example, for the Brazilian track, João. I will challenge João immensely because it's good at thing now, but I will challenge him a lot because it's also what we can bring up together. If we bring now like really 15, 18 people to Brazil and we can really make something happening in 6 weeks, that we can really make something happening. And it will depend also a lot about how do we use the space in Sao Paulo, being in the public space, really mobilizing mobilizing movements there. It will also mean like finding graphic facilitators who are like making, or video editors. We have 200 hours of very good, really good material. Let's make a documentary out of that. Can we do this in 6 weeks? Is it too much? This is what we are going to learn. So it's depending and how people around us, especially in Brazil, are able to mobilize. Right now, I would say it's easy. It's perfect timing for mobilization, for building up a movement around education, and really following up what we have started last year, what came out of Konani. We can really bring this together, make it stronger. Also, what is happening now in the hub in Sao Paulo, bring it also together with the democratic education movement, which is really big in Brazil now, and really strengthen it. Also, again, what's happening with us at home in Israel, in Canada, in Kenya, and Scotland, England, Europe, wheresoever.
I want to ask something, Philippe, now with all the preparation that's happening around Edo on tour, and what do you feel the people here now in this conversation can support or can help keep building the movement, keep spreading the word? What do you feel is the most needed now?
I would say the first and easiest level, spread it throughout the network. Spread it that there's something going to happen, that we're making it on tour, and this will really happen. Really, we need to build up like the base, the space for it. Really build it up and then holding the space. And I will talk about this later on a little bit, about building up the space and holding the space. First, we really need to build up. That means people need to. We have to, and just by telling our story. Christine, why do we want to join Edon Tour? Alice, why do we want to join Edon Tour? Dron, what can you gain out of Edon Tour if you're joining, or if you're joining in any way? Eric, how could it benefit to you? your local community. And just by building up this, telling this story, you're becoming part of the story in either ways, with failures, with something which things happening that turning out well, and so on. And by being able to tell the story, we hold the space that really magic can happen in Brazil there. And for that first step, I really please share the invitation, invite friends, start really talking with them about it. Start how you feel about it, what you want to see in 6 weeks. Either you're joining for 6 weeks, either you're joining you for 2 weeks, either a friend of you is joining and is bringing it back to home to you. It's all should be possible. Either you really want to set something in Brazil because it's important for you in Sao Paulo. Something is really can happen now, especially with elections and so on. So we can really, what is your dream? And then really ask yourself, start yourself the question, what is your dream that can happen with Edontour when Edontour is really taking place? What is your dream that you really want to see, and what is the dream that you think that is really changing and transforming, first of all, yourself, you and yourself, with expectations and second of all, really what do you want to see the change in your local community, and then also in Brazil within 6 weeks, and nationwide, or also seeing South America. And this is the second thing, so you're really asking yourself the question, what is my dream for Edontour, my personal dream? And then start talking with people. That would be the third step. Start talking with people in your local community around you. See if they feel you, see if what's their reaction to you, do they reject you, do they support you, why is it, who are you choosing to talk to, really analyze who is helping you, who is really supportive, who is helping to see opportunities and solutions, who is creating new solutions with you, who is able to really support your vision, and then see if there is the flow really bringing you to Brazil, and then really start fundraise around you and ask, okay, for this vision, what do I need? How can I really help? We should really think what we can also put in resources as a team here, who can really make nice business proposals. We have contacts in Brazil where we can talk to Natura, we can talk to Telefonica, who we contacted last year. Now they understand better what we're doing, and we really can, this is what we can now, what we start building up by just creating first their consciousness and their awareness. This is like opening the space, and then to sustain it, we need to start learning to collaborate together. But this will turn out in the process. Is the question, was it clear, or?
Yeah, for me, what I'm hearing, like most of it's kind of the first to support spreading the information about Edontour, for participate to join, but also maybe for more people that want to interact or being part of the tour. So to see what is the connection that we want to do to ourselves, what is our personal intention of joining the tour, even if we are not really physically joining, but how we can support the tour and how the tour can support ourselves or our organization or our communities.
Okay. Well, so if I understand, let's say we get the support of like 100 people, and like financially, everything, emotionally, everything we need. But how do you gather those people? How do we bring them in touch to each other in order to effectively get to Brazil and make things happen the way we want them?
You envision it. You really try to have a picture to see those people coming together, being together already. This is the first and basic step. Really think about it, feel them, talk to them, and this is really building up your vision. The place and the space know, this is what I will figure out when I'm coming back to Brazil in September. If we have the opportunity, the chance to create the Konani again in maybe in Sao Paulo, we have infrastructure where Joao and so on, they're really like part of the whole. Maybe we really can make something like this where we can bring them together again. We have a hackathon in September, the end of September, where we can create and ask those questions exactly and work on them. Where you can invite people around in Quebec and ask them, hey guys, what do you think about what would you do? What would be your solution? To really engage them also by their solutions that they can bring with them. And then you start the first, I think, really bringing together started already now. It was the first time that we should celebrate this actually. We have the hangout here where we really put out together like 3-4 different continents and like start the whole process. And the rest will be the flow that we will learn, to see, where we learn to support each other, to also understand each other better, to see the options and what we haven't thought about it yet, because now we are also nurturing by just bringing the ideas. We can bring our own dreams and really maybe make things possible which we thought they are not possible. We have this open space now, but it's people coming together, resources will come together, and we just have to keep the vibrations.
Yes, I think what Philip is saying is important, and from the conversation, really what we can be able to do at the moment is try to mobilize our networks, and support as much as we can, so that at least this can continue to be an ever-growing family. Because if we intend to see that what is happening in Brazil or elsewhere is also replicated in other parts of the world, then we can continue mobilizing and bringing other countries on board, bringing other communities on board. And what I would want to see mostly is for us to leverage on our common factor. I mean, each country has their unique challenges that they want to tackle. But then, what are these things that are common? What are the challenges that are common, cutting across many of us? And what can we do about them? What are the common challenges, and how can we go about those challenges, and how can we support each other? I think if we can work on that, then we can see a lot of success in most of our projects across the globe.
Thank you, Eric. That's wonderful. We have to see where we are the same. And if you see where we're the same, then we really can start to really walk together and embrace the difference that we bring with each other, and also therefore the higher potential. If you see where we're the same, then we are really also getting stronger bonding and connection between each other. We've now 10 more minutes. Do we just want to share how we feel so far, and maybe also skip the questions what we had from the email? We make it next in place next week, for example, or we really see, okay, how do we feel right now? What do we still need? And for finishing up in 10 minutes.
I just would like to to share that I really feel like being part of it physically and emotionally, like making the experience, I think would be the thing and the work I do and the impact I could have now and in the future would make a big difference, to be part of it directly and learn directly. It's I think it's very yeah, it's a big thing. It's at the same time very basic and very radical to do it in that way and to jump into that experience and grow individually and together. So at the same time, what Ro was saying, to be maybe if it's not possible to be there physically to support it now from the distance or in what way ever. And this what way ever is a question for me now. If it's really not possible to join directly, what is the, let's say, the most central, most direct connection possible through the tour that will happen, and what kind of supports are possible from my side to do from a distance? This is now the question I have, and then I will go with it to see what answers I have, but maybe you also have answers or ideas how to contribute more from a distance, or how to connect to you also on tour and in the tour.
I have to say that I'm very happy because I see many people here. Some of them I know personally. I think Eric is the only one I didn't met so far, but I hope really soon. And I feel that the energy around the Edo on Tour Brazil is really alive. There is a lot of people involved. I looked today in the form of the applicants and I saw so many people. I said, wow. So it sounds like the playfulness and the happiness of Brazil. It's something that I really want to bring to Israel, to bring this vibe, to bring this energy here, to see how we can interact together. And very much feel that, yes, the fact that the tour now in Brazil, although I was really hoping to do it in Israel, it's also can support what's happening in Israel right now. And I see how, yes, this world becomes very small. I was Skyping today with people in Greece, then in Germany, then in the States, and now we are talking. So our tools to mediate large distance are amazing. So it means that we can spread stories. And this is what's mobilizing and inspiring people. The stories and how we're telling them. So I'm kind of also asking everybody help to keep spreading around the word around Edo on Tour to see who around us can be interested or can support it and enjoy this, wow, amazing party that's going to happen. So thank you very much, everyone. Check out.
Yeah, Eric, do you want to share something?
Yeah, maybe finally I would say that it's been an exciting interaction, and looking forward to Ed on tour coming to Africa, coming to Kenya, and I think after the Edo Hackathon in September, I would begin to mobilize for preparations with our neighbors in Uganda. I was speaking to Esther Nalole this evening, and we are set. We are willing, and we are passionate about Edu on tour coming to Africa. If we can do it in Kenya and Uganda at the same time, the better. So we are willing. Let's support Brazil. Then 2015, it's gonna be in Kenya, Uganda. Thank you so much.
I just say to Veronica, she has to say it now because she was the day we were talking before. She was like, "Yes, we need to bring it to Kenya. We need to bring it to Africa next year. I want to do it. I want to do it." So I think there's one strong supporter for that idea.
Yeah, it's like it must happen like next year. There's no way it's not going to happen. And I can't wait. So I'll like get my experience from Brazil, and with Bevan, I'm sure we will, you know, make it shine.
And guys, what we also talked before, we really want to help Bevan and everybody who needs some support in how can we really use our local community to fundraise and really to maybe find a sponsorship. Even if we find some sponsorship here or some godfather here in Austria, and he's saying, okay, I want somebody from somewhere else to join. So we will work. This is like, we have now 2 months, guys. There is enough time to really to make something like this happen. We need shining people on the tour. We really need them. It's, because also Brazil needs it. In 6 weeks we can really light more than just a country, guys.
I'm very happy to see you guys and to feel this energy around the tour. I miss this a lot. So even though I'm very in touch with a lot of different initiatives and a lot of shiny people all the time, it's awesome to talk to you guys, like each one from part of the world, and feel that you have this much to share and this much energy to bring to Brazil. I'm very excited to see you guys here. I'll do my best to spread the word about the tour and to try to gather people that are doing amazing things to join as well. There's lots of things happening around education here in Brazil all the time. It's a very important topic when it comes to politics, but also when it comes to social movements and people here in the city of São Paulo. That is where I am in, and so it's where I have the most connections. I meet more people. I know more people, and I know more stuff. There are amazing things happening here in São Paulo. So on the streets, people are occupying the streets and occupying the parks with activities of education, and it's very cool, very interesting. Every week, every day, you can find a different thing to do, and a different thing to get inspired on. So I'll do my best as a bridge to help you guys get very well connected here in São Paulo and in Brazil. And I really hope to see you guys soon here, and so we can co-create, we can have great parties and great events and build things together and make this happen. So yeah, I'm happy, and I wish to see you soon here. That's it.
Hey, Joao, we talked about a house on the beach for 6 weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, we have to go. Definitely.
There's no way. 6 weeks house on the beach, and we are working together on the movement. Come on, guys.
We can stay on Usha's house.
What?
Usha has a house on the beach. We can stay there.
Really?
Really?
Can you search there?
Yeah. He has around, I don't know, 10 different boards there. I don't know. We can go there. I can make his mind about that.
Guys, we really let's think about something like this, where the movement creation is really happening out from a home base close to Sao Paulo and Rio, and then this would be really like very very wonderful. Because if they're like the groups how it seems now, if they're traveling around, that we have like one strong base and we have a good time. Really, this should be. Let's look for that. It's the dream for me. It's really a dream for this tour.
There's also that education space in Ubatuba that my cousin is living in, and it's a very cool place, bioconstructed and on the middle of the nature and very close to the beach. It's very cool and very inspiring space for you to have this kind of activities.
Can you make the link? We also know that the mayor of Ubatuba, and we have his contact, and Renan can also talk to him, and we can prepare this for the next 2-3 weeks. I think this is what we should do. But it would be really nice to have such a place where people can really come back together and really work, where we can really like harvest there for longer, for maybe 2-3 weeks, and this would be
cool.
Alex, how do you feel?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm sorry I muted somebody again. Like, well, I'd say I like the passion that you guys have, but like I feel like I don't have the vision yet. I want to see something in my head right now. I want to like have something like concrete that I can feel like tangible. But I'm still a bit confused about everything. About like it's really hard for me to understand. Like, first of all, the concept you have about alternative education, and in what way does it apply to what we're gonna do there with people, like at schools or everything. This is, I'm like, I'm really interested in that though. I know we need an education revolution, but like it's still an intellectual thing. I wish I could have like that passion that you guys have for it. I think I still need.
I think it's down to it's that we have some like one stream, but everyone makes of it like what's close to his heart. So it's really down to you how you feel, what you like, and just follow it.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I didn't explain it right.
Maybe I'll just watch the video again and then I'll come with like better ideas.
Listen, Alex, like I think 3 weeks ago you had nothing to do with alternative education or nothing to do with.
No.
So after 3 or 4 weeks, it's good.
No.
You still are a little bit confused, and leave it like that. This is actually the state where you can learn most, where you just feel and follow your heart.
I mean, I mean, it's still.
I think best way is exploring.
Because the thing is, we're.
Go on. Go on.
No, I was just saying. Like the trip. We're gonna fly there in like at the end of October, and I think it would be a good time for me to, I don't know, like starting really to know and to own it, to know what I want to say, if I want to, let's say, talk to people about like alternative education and well, anyway, I'll try to figure out a. I didn't have much time to think about it because, like.
Alex, this is something important.
Wait, are you still there?
Yes. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
Alex, just bear out and just 1 minute. if you have questions about alternative education, or if you want to know more about what we are going to see, what you could read about it, just come towards me and we can make kind of a short collection or a short intro. What is good to see? There are some really cool out there. You should see for sure like the Cousin et Provita from an Argentinian filmmaker team, and like around Germán Noing. I can send you the link. Very interesting. It was also posted today. Krista posted it in the Facebook group, and then
do it. That's the only topic. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. It's like to me. I know like the direction. I know what it's all. I mean, like the main idea of alternative education. But it's still a bit vague. And if you can send me that video, then I'm going to watch it and make an idea for it myself.
May I just make a suggestion? That's basically how I got to that, because I had no relation to education whatsoever. But I always had like need to learn about things, and I always was very curious, and school was killing it at me. So that's basically where I'm coming from. I first look at myself, looked at what me, what's important to me, and how I want to live my life basically and learn about the world. And then I started to look around, like what are the alternatives to the schools, and then I found really interesting things. But basically looking at yourself maybe is the best way to start, because otherwise there are so many things out there.
Yeah.
It's just my suggestion.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Like for the past couple of months, I've been like totally into my master's thesis and trying to finish that, and not having much time to like have a thought on it about it. But as you say, I mean, it's always good to have, like in my opinion, to know, to have an idea of what you're doing, of like a conceptual idea of what you're doing, and then what's possible at the place where you want to apply it. Like what is possible to do, let's in Brazil. This is what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking to see like the possibilities in Brazil, like concretely, and then like implementing something that's well, a dream that I had, and that we can share together.
This is perfect. We could really use the time before we meet in Brazil to talk to people like João, to talk to people like to Antonio, to André Cravata, and really maybe you just interview them. You make like some interviews, short interviews, and ask them, hey, what do you think? What's the situation now? And by that we're all learning together. And then in the first week of Brazil, in the first week of the EDON tour, we meet together and talk about it. What is possible now for us who are sitting in a room, and then this will be EDON tour.
Okay. Okay. Good. And okay, but like before we buy the plane ticket, we don't know anything.
Exactly.
It is?
We knew last year exactly. It's very much it's like that. Last year we knew we are going to last year how it was last year. We said we're going to make a tour, and we meet people on the way of the tour, and then we gather them together and make a conference. This was the idea in May, and we do it in a bus, and we make a documentary. So we had those three objectives. And in September I went there first. After that, 3 people joined, and we said we do it for 3 months. What happened was the tour, the bus never showed up. Nobody really took care about finding companies to help. We all made everything there. We set the connections there. We searched for the schools there. Everything happened in there. And this is exactly what we can now learn this time, and I like your question because it's very important to see what is possible in Brazil, what is possible in Sao Paulo, in a city where everybody talks about education. What can we do? We have maybe to do something really crazy. But imagine 15 crazy people coming there and preparing for 5 weeks something what they do in 2 or 3 days. I mean, there can be many things happening. This is what we have to, what we will figure out during the tour.
Okay. Okay, but so you usually don't do anything. Well, just before. So the preparation before going is not really. It's not a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's a very big thing. It's like we have to get in contact with the companies in Brazil again. We have to build up the relationship to the people who really can make a change and can mobilize. They should know when we are coming already. But it's easier this year because they already know us and they already saw what we did last year. We can now tell the story from last year where we initiated and co-created the first national conference of alternative education in Brazil. We were able to really reach the ministry, and we were able to bring for 3 days really 500 people together in Sao Paulo. We brought in 120 people together. We have kind of João is the guy who made it happening in Sao Paulo, in Brasilia. It will be Sunday. Will be around. I don't know how much time they all have, but we can. This is what's really coming out when we are going to be. And the preparation is important to mobilize our own networks. Did they understand what we're going to do, or did they see what we're going to do? It's all about like building up the relationship to companies and really work with them and really develop also our own way of really making money of using the experience what we will have there, and how can we really leverage it, and what can we teach others, what can we also learn during this tour. So it will be a lot.
Okay.
There's a difference between like going with the flow and being totally disorganized.
Going with the flow, okay, like, but everything needs a preparation. I mean, like, I'm the type of person who's pretty disorganized, but I know there has to be a preparation to be in order to be really disorganized in the right way. It's always like that. And
please, I invite you to take care of this. This preparation takes place, and that we all can share it. That we all can really benefit from it. If you make this preparation, you don't just do it for you. You do it for everybody. Like what you just said about the video. Like about meeting the people again, like the multipliers from last year. We didn't know when we are coming. The schools have to know that we are coming. Everybody that we are really able to do this needs to be prepared. Without this, it's not going to happen. We need to think about how can we harvest, how can we make videos, can we maybe also finish the documentary from last year. There are many really. We have to see what's happening, what's possible, what's not possible.
Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to know. Did you make a documentary video of the last?
Alex, let's pair out because we already talked for 1 hour and 45 minutes. I just
wanted to add something. I'm just like you when it comes to that. I have the same concern, and I had the same fear last year. And Philip he knows perfectly the process that I've been through during the ideation and the making of the tour. So it really it seems very chaotic on the beginning, but it's very important to be organized. So there's various aspects that we have to start building now, and we have to start dreaming together so we can make the preparation. But we don't have to come to Brazil with a perfect project built.
No.
Because most of the changes are going to happen here, but we do have to know at least which path we are going, like what we want to do, what are our expectations, and who are we meeting. This kind of stuff we can start preparing now. And I'll try. We have to do it, coordinate this, so I can do something here in Brazil. You guys can do your stuff out, and I don't know. But it's a very important question because I really felt the same, and I just wanted to share that with you because I had the same feeling, and it's a very important one. It's very important to bring it on board.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool, and we share the same thing. All right. I just I'm glad that this question is cleared now. But then the next thing I would need would be did you guys have the documentary from last year and then send it to me just for that so that I get.
You want me to send you 200 hours of video? What? That's I don't know how many terabytes this is. I can bring it. I give it. You know what? I make you a promise now, here and now. I give you the external floppy disk. Or the disk. I give you. The moment you land in Brazil, and you can do whatever you want to do with 200 hours of video. But I can send you a link.
200 hours of video? What?
Yeah, there are. We
200 hours?
We do it for 3-4 months. I mean, it was really a lot of interviews, a lot of schools, and but we will make it happen. I send you some stuff. There's something out online. There's a homepage. moreedubrasil.com.
This is something we have to plan ahead this year to make sure that we will have the video edited.
Exactly. This is what we have to learn from last year. How can we edit a documentary in 6 weeks?
A good documentary is usually 2 hours, not 2 hours.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go now, but it was great to see you.
Guys, let's make a checkout very quick with one word. And Alex, just one word to you: keep your energy, keep your what you're thinking. We cannot solve everything now in these 2 hours. There will be another 2 months where we have the time to solve half of the questions that you have, and then the other half we are solving in 6 weeks in Brazil. I promise you that, okay? But let's spare out for this time. We need some fun. We need some game to play. If you solve everything now, it doesn't make fun.
Good. All right. Cool. Was awesome.
Foi muito legal, estou muito animado e gosto muito de falar português também, um pouco mais, porque eu não tenho um momento de praticar. E agora é mal.
I don't understand.
I did not even show you unmuted.
I didn't understand.
He was telling me a secret about.
I do.
Então, tchau, gente. Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao, galera.
Tchau.
Ciao.
Ciao, Christine. Thank you for coming.
Ciao.
Yeah. I'm waiting for your things. You're gonna send me.
Yeah.
Right, bye.
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 Bye.